How we doing, people? Welcome back to the channel. In what is episode 40 of A Case for the Blues, I'm Case, and it's Newcastle 2, Chelsea nil. I'm going to get straight into it. Obviously, a result that we don't want on this run, that we need to, be excelling towards the end of the season if we want to get these Champions League spaces. But I'm not going to rant and rave because it's a result that I expected. If you've been keeping track of my predictor, I had us down as losing this game. But I won't lie, I was a little bit more confident than usual considering how we've been playing in our previous games. So obviously massively disappointed. I'm gutted. Um, but I kind of expected it, so the blow wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. And to be fair, after what I saw in the second half, I was a little bit more, convinced that going into the final two games that we can get some results, especially seeing Man United get popped by West Ham, losing again. How terrible are they? And obviously seeing Leicester get a result against Forest. So I'm starting to believe that we will get those Champions League spaces, but it's still a lot of work for us to do. We've got to win those games essentially for us to get there, which is annoying. Let's get straight into it. Let's look at the lineup. So just going to get them up quickly. I do know off the top of my head. I don't know why I'm bothering looking at it like this way. But anyway, we've got Sanchez in goal, Cucurella, Colwell, Chalobah, and Caicedo at right back, obviously inverting into the middle. We didn't get the opportunity to do that today during the first half. Fernandez, Lavia, Neto, Palmer, Madueke on the left, and WACKO, JACKO up top, who we'll get to in a minute. But yeah, the game starts really quickly. We see Neto bombing it down the wing and winning a corner very early on for Chelsea. And from that point on, I'm thinking, okay, we're the ones that have started quick, and this might be a good game for us. We need to start quick. We need to be up for it. The Newcastle board are giving out free drinks for them, getting them up for it, getting them in the ground early. Telling them we need the crowd behind us because of the trying to get them build up the occasion, and get the crowd really behind them. And I'll be honest with you, that stadium's a brilliant stadium, and they got exactly behind that. That's exactly what they did. Sorry, and got behind their team. 2 minutes into the game, a little bit of a lapse in concentration. I saw Chalobah getting blamed for it. I'm not quite sure. I need to rewatch it, but from memory, Chalobah had no choice but to run across goal to pick up another man from people not doing their job. Caicedo was occupied with people on his side of the pitch as well. And it felt like Newcastle just flooded the box and we didn't pick up our runners, and Tonali was free for a tap in. 2 minutes in, and already we're thinking, well, what are we doing here? This could be 3-4-0 if they're conceding 2-0, conceding in 2 minutes. And in the way that we did, it was their first attack and we looked all over the place. So, worrying station setting in, you know what I mean? Not panic, but worrying. And we've got it all to do. And then the game continues. Obviously, after that, the momentum's still with Newcastle. We can't seem to get the ball down and play properly. We're second to everything. Not winning any of our headers. Now, I expected that anyway because Newcastle got quite a tall team and we haven't. We just couldn't. We didn't show up in that first half at all. It felt like Newcastle were pumped and ready for this match, and they were just sticking it on us. I'll be honest with you. And then we come to the most idiotic incident I've seen of this season from that. I'm not going to swear, but that idiot up top, Nicholas Jackson, who, if anything, I'm hoping that is, that's going to be his last game of the season, and hopefully that's his last game at the club because I'm fed up with him. I've been pretending all this time that he's going to come good. The reality is, I already know that he's not good enough. He scores a few goals here and there, but for what we need and what a top club needs, he's just not rounded. He's not. He's not there. He's not the full package, and we can't wait. He's cost us a game today. You can't put all of the blame on the loss on him, but do you know what? Forget that. Actually, you can. I've seen people saying his red card is not the reason why we lost the game. You're right. He's not the reason why we conceded, but he's the reason why we couldn't get back into the game. If you watch the second half, we was well in it. We was well in it. Had more possession. We was creating chances, balls getting crossed across the box where, a striker would typically tap it in. Typically, he wouldn't be there in the first place, but it gives us a better chance. So him getting sent off so early in the game had an impact. We've just had to play 10 players for what time did he get sent off? Let's have a look. Sorry, I didn't get to do a watch along either today because I was at not a tournament, but two football matches for my daughter, which she won both of them. Hooray! 35 minutes. This guy got sent off, so we've got to play the rest of the game with 10 men. And, we've got Lavia on the pitch, who's prone to injury, and we're trying to manage his minutes. We're now putting extra strain on him in the midfield. It's just brain dead from this striker. And I've been saying it throughout the season. You know what? Sometimes I think he's good, and then the rest of the time, I just think he's just brain dead. He's got no intelligence as a footballer, none at all. Like it's just, you know, I just can't believe what was going through this man's head. At a run, at the point of the season where we need to take as many points as possible to get these Champions League spots, we're coming into a good bit of form. This guy gets himself sent off for violent conduct. 3-match ban. That's him done. We've not got a striker now for the end of the season. Hopefully Mark Gui might be back. I'm not sure if he will be, but what are we going to do? We probably play Neto up top now, I'd imagine. It's just idiotic. And he misses the first game of next season, but hopefully he don't get there. Hopefully we sign a striker and we're good. Because for me, if you want to know what my perfect window would be, is I'd splash the cash on Osimhen and I'd go and get Liam Delap as well. Get both of them and ship him out. Get some money for him and get him off the wage books. That pays for Delap, and then we'll have to pay out some money for Osimhen. Just brain dead, absolutely brain dead. But look, we go into the first half 1-0 down. We kind of hung on throughout that first half. And then Maresca makes a change in bringing on Reece James for Noni Madueke. Madueke having to be the guy that gets sacrificed, unfortunately for him. And you know what? We come out differently. A few tactical tweaks. I think Reece James was playing centre-back, wasn't he? And we had Neto filling in a little bit further back. And obviously Cucurella on the left. So it was Chalobah, Kogel and Reece James. And it kind of worked. We had a lot more possession in that half, a lot more control. It looked more convincing what we were doing. We were creating chances. We had them penned in for a bit, but obviously the difference from the first half as well was that Newcastle took their foot off the gas a little bit and stopped the press. We were struggling with their press in the first half. So, you know what, there was a little bit of that, an element of Newcastle letting us have the ball a little bit more, but it was a lot more convincing and a lot more promising than what we had in the first half. And lo and behold, it gets to the last minutes of the game. Gomes takes a shot. It's deflected over the head of Sanchez. What can we do? Our luck's not in, Our luck's not in. Did we do enough to win the game? Probably not. Did we show enough to try and get a draw? I'd say yes, we did. That second half, you could see that these players wanted it. You could see that they was trying to win the game. And I thought Enzo Maresca done well today with those changes. Even when he brought Sancho on, I thought Sancho was very positive. I thought he was very positive, getting forward and cutting in on the box and creating issues. On another day, who knows what would happen. But you know what? What I will say is Newcastle have been a better team than Chelsea this season. They've had a great season. They've won a cup. Their position in the table is exactly, in my opinion, where they should be. And it was expected. So I haven't got too much of an issue. Like, obviously, I've got an issue that we're not where we should be. That's bugging me. But like I said, I expected this result because Newcastle are a good team. It's all well and good. I've seen people come out and say, oh, yeah, but we beat them earlier on in the season. So what? The season's 38 games. It includes cup competitions, They've won a cup. Obviously, we're in the Europa Conference League final. We could win a cup as well. But their league form and how they've performed in the league throughout the season has been pretty good. And they are where they are. So they deserve to be there. So as much as frustrating as it is, I kind of see us on the same kind of par at the moment with Newcastle. If you go through all their players, they've probably got a better goalkeeper than us. Their back four is pretty similar to ours. Their centre mids are probably the three you could probably compare them. You know what I'm saying? Enzo with Tonali. I think Tonali's a great footballer. You've got Joe Linton in there. Gameres up against our Lavia and our Caicedo. I think Caicedo's excellent. I think Lavia's excellent as well. But I also think them two players are good as well. So you look at their wingers, they've got effective wingers, and then they've got a much better striker than us. That's no doubt. So, and then you look at the manager as well. Sorry, they've for me, they've got the better manager because he's proven himself to be the better manager so far. I think Enzo Maresca's still learning on the job for a club like Chelsea. Still got a long way to go, but today I'm not going to criticise Enzo Maresca because I actually think he done all right today. I actually think he got, obviously, like he can't coach. Like I don't think like what did he do to set us up for us to concede in 2 minutes? That's on the players, in my opinion. Players should be more switched on in the first 2 minutes. You expect to just have 5 minutes of calm at least. Obviously, we start very quickly. Maybe that panic, like maybe that got everybody going and unfocused. Maybe they didn't expect us to start that quick, you know, our own team. But their first attack goal, bang, done, you know. It's the players have got to do better in that regard. And then he can't. How's he managing Jackson? You know, from getting sent off. Even when he was on the pitch, to be fair, Jackson I thought was useless. Didn't offer anything. So we know we need a striker in the summer. We know we need a striker. I thought Levi Colwill today had a very good game. He made a very crucial tackle at one point against Harvey Barnes. I thought he was brilliant today. And yeah, it was made. First half is very difficult to talk about. I'll be honest with you, because we didn't play well as a team. Individuals were, you know, it's tough to talk about. But the second half, I thought, you know, we really put an effort to try and at least get a point out of the game. You know, I'm trying to keep the positives with our current situation because at the moment we need to rally for these last 2 games to try and get us in these Champions League spots. We are where we are now. If we don't achieve it, you know what I'm going to be like. You know I'm going to be moaning. I've already done months and months of streams of moaning about where we are as a team and what's going to happen if we don't, you know, achieve what we need to achieve. So everybody knows what it's going to be. But for now, I think we go into these next 2 games. We've just got to go back to the drawing board, and you know we're coming up against the shittest Man United team I've ever seen in my life. We've got to take the 3 points. We're playing at home. We have got to take the 3 points. Then we come up against Nottingham Forest. If they don't slip up during the week, you know, we've got to be careful of Aston Villa. Let me get my play predictor up now because things have actually changed with this now. Let's get the big screen up. How are we doing it? There we go. So, funny enough, out of all of these teams, Newcastle, I've got every single one of their results correct so far. Every single one of them. I've got them drawing against Arsenal next week and beating Everton. And I've got them finishing in 4th spot. So if you go from the top, obviously Liverpool have won the league. They drew to Arsenal today. Another result that I got correct over in Arsenal's side there. I've got Arsenal finishing 2nd with 72 points. Obviously, they've had a little bit of a dip recently. They haven't won in the last 3. It could be 4. Obviously, I haven't added that one on. I don't know if it's 4. Got them drawing against Newcastle, but I'm hoping they win now. I'm hoping they win. If they win that game, obviously, we need to win our game. It gives us a better position, obviously. It's not common sense. We go to 3rd position. I've got Man City over here. Didn't get their result right today. I expected them to beat Southampton. Obviously, they slipped up today, but they're still in the running now to finish 3rd. But obviously, Bournemouth at home and Fulham away, they could be tough games. They you know, that could be a little bit of an issue for them. But who knows? I expect Man City to do well and get them 6 points out of that and finish 3rd. Then in 4th position, sorry, I've got Newcastle finishing 4th. Not did I say that? I can't remember. I've got Newcastle finishing 4th on 70 points. even with their running. And I think the main reason, even though I've got every single one of their results correct, is because I've got City's wrong and they've gained more points than I expected. In fifth place, I've got Villa now. Villa are over here, and I've even got them losing a game against Manchester United. So if they pick up, look at that. Look at their last two fixtures. Spurs, absolutely diabolical. Manchester United, diabolical. Both having the worst seasons in their Premier League history, I'd imagine. And both of them still reaching a European Cup final, which is crazy, crazy to be fair. Got to be the worst placed two finalists you've ever seen in your life. But I've got Villa now finishing above us in fifth. I did have them above us anyway in sixth when I originally done this. But everything seems to have changed with the results that Nottingham Forest are getting up. I've now got them finishing below everyone in this table, with us moving up to sixth and Forest down in seventh. Now, a win at Manchester United obviously changes everything again. And if we beat Forest, we've secured it anyways. In our hands still. We've still got the opportunity to we just got to win our games basically, and we will get there. But it is all about winning those games. So we've just got to get the job done. Obviously, very disappointing today. Fuming with Nicholas Jackson. I'm not going to lie, absolutely fuming. But there was still some positives to take out of that in the second half. Very difficult to stay positive. I mean, like I said, this game is very fickle, and I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans online today having a meltdown for that loss. But in perspective, we've won 5 games on the bounce prior to this game. Obviously, it's not the result that we want, and you see me moaning, and now you see me doing a little bit of defending of the team. When you can see them on the pitch playing how they did in that second half, showing a bit of fight, showing us that they want it, showing us that they are capable of doing it. We just got to see it out. We've actually got to get the job done. Gives you a little bit of hope. So I'll be honest with you, I'm actually confident that we're going to win these next 2 games. If we don't, everybody knows my opinion already. And if you haven't, go check my other streams and you'll find out. So the next game is, I don't even know when we're playing. Fixtures is the 16th at 8:15. When's the 16th? Is that that's not a midweek game, is it? Here's my calendar. It's a Friday. So we play next Friday at 8:15. I don't mind that. I do not mind that. 8:15 on the Friday. So, because it's on a Friday, I might be out. But you know what? If I'm not, you'll catch me on the live stream. I haven't been doing live streams recently. I've been so busy. And then it should be after that is the final game of the season. It's come around quick. And this is my first season doing streams. So if you are watching, please leave a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. It's free to do. So, let's get my followers up. I'm trying to grow the channel. Get involved in you'll see my socials pop up. Follow them and get involved in all the debates. This is why I've done it. I enjoy it. It's a little hobby for me. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one. Up the Chelsea.